Therapy Army. Welcome to United Real Therapy. How are we doing? Hope we all had a lovely Christmas. And I hope you're looking forward to the new year, people, however you're going to celebrate. So big up to every one of you. Love and light. Love and light always. We see here, Cody Gakpo, Liverpool in United in the mud. David Onstein confirmed medical tomorrow. Boxing Day masterclass. There you go. Masterclass from Liverpool. Listen, if you're a Liverpool fan there, Seba, good luck to you. Wish him luck at your club, mate. No jealousy here. At the end of the day, we're owned by who we're owned, innit? The manager wanted him, and the manager's not going to get him. That's how it is. This is how it is. Eric Ten Hag's not going to be the first, and he ain't going to be the last as long as the Glazers own Man United. So who's going to be put in the mud? And that's what it is. If the manager wanted him, the manager's got the same agent as him, then that's what's going to happen. But big up to every one of you. This is the preview for Nottingham Forest, because I'd rather just talk about that. We just talked about it on Saturdays TV. Straight Jacket podcast. So those of you, please go and check that out. Big up to every one of you. Smash a like on your way in. According to me, Cody Gakpo is a guy that played on the left-hand side, plays sometimes through the middle, but he's not a striker for me. Definitely Khalees. Neil Ashton is doing more than... Listen, Khalees, please, can you get the quotes ready? Eric Ten Hag quotes for the Nottingham Forest game, please ready. I think tonight's game is going to be a really tough game. I'm not going to lie to you. Big up Claire and a big up Alien Tenno. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, people. Big up to everybody. Big up Alien Tenno. Saeed will be joining us in a minute. Big up. You know what? There we go, mate. Comedy FC. Here we go. Here we go. Comedy
FC. Comedy.
It is what it is, man. So, hey, listen.
About the football club, it's Comedy FC.
It is. Until the Glazers leave, we are the big. Like I said to you, we are a Netflix series, but never ends.
Series, yeah.
You know what? What season are we? We're in season 10. I think we're in season 10.
Season 10. You know what it is, Lord? Will it ever end? Do you reckon? Until I don't think it will ever end. That's what I'm saying. It's a never-ending story, United and the Glazers. It's a never-ending story. This will stay like this until they go.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you now, I'm not going to lie to you. Innit? I think Gakpo's a good player, but I'll be more devastated if Liverpool just signed Benjamin Sesko. If they sign Benjamin Sesko, I'll be deviled. I'll be going.
I know, though, but you're trying to create a different scenario for this scenario.
No, but what I'm saying is, listen, the biggest thing for me is that Gakpo's not an out-and-out striker for me. That's me personally. Now,
what if the manager wants him, though?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm got it for Ten Hag, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a mix of emotions.
He must have a plan. He must have a plan for it, innit? He's got a plan for it.
That embargo was before the Burnley game.
Yo, big up, man.
Big up, go on. What? All right.
Breaking news. Manchester United have started to delete their tweets about God being one of the best young talents in Europe. And I've now called him a fraud from a Farmers League.
It's a parody. It's a parody.
Big up the quotes from Ten Hag, embargo, Lingard. We'll post them after the preview. Yeah. But listen, let's get into the preview, Saeed. Saeed, listen.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest as a team, right? They bought 22 players, if I'm not mistaken, yeah?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they bought 22 players, and then they've literally kind of gone for these type of players in terms of the players, what they were, and they've signed them all late in the deal. All of them signing the deal late in the
transfer window.
In the window. So they didn't have a pre-season. So he was putting players out there, Saeed, that were almost kind of like strangers. Do you know what I mean? Like strangers. That's what they've been, right? Obviously, they've had 6 weeks off, right? Saeed, continue the story because my cats are fighting outside. I've got to get them in.
Okay.
Can you just take over a minute, please?
Yeah, cool. Big up the chat, man. I hope everybody's good. Big game tomorrow, Nottingham Forest at home. 8 p.m. kickoff. First Premier League game back. Obviously, we had the Carabao Cup game. We went through comfortably against Burnley, even though Burnley played some good football. But you know what? For me, this is almost like I expect Man United to have a comfortable win. But Nottingham Forest, like I said to you, they're fighting for their lives. And when you have a team that's fighting for their lives, they always become a dangerous opponent. You know what I mean? For the good and for the bad. For the good, because then you know, for us, they're going to be naive at the back, and you almost think when they try to gun ho, they'll lose space in behind. For the bad for us is that they'll want it more. They'll try and make sure that can get a result here. Winning at Old Trafford is almost like a memorabilia. If you can win at Old Trafford, you know, that is a massive, massive statement for you. That is a massive feeling that you would have, knowing that you won 3 points at Old Trafford. Even a point at Old Trafford is a massive momentum for them. So I think for me, I think we've got to take this seriously. Lingard will have something to prove as well. You know, like I said, playing at Old Trafford is a very, very big occasion for half of these players. Never played for before again in their careers. So I just think for me, we've got to be on our A game. You know, I looked at the Premier League today and there was a lot of rusty players. There was a lot of players there was a lot of goals yesterday. That's always a concerning one for me because it shows you that everybody isn't in kind of in their groove. It shows you that obviously players are rusty. It shows you that, like I said, people have not had that game time, that rhythm. And with that match rhythm can cause a bit of lackadaisical defending. We don't have Varane. We don't have Martinez. We actually might not even have Maguire. Like Maguire apparently might not be available. So we'll have Casemiro again. Again, Casemiro in the Carabao Cup played well, but you don't want to be playing Casemiro every week in the back. We want him to be playing in that CDM role. So I just think for me, it's a very, very, you know, interesting game tomorrow. Is Dalot back? Are we going to play Wan-Bissaka at right back? You know, so I was just saying, Nuruddin, that Nottingham Forest, for all they have been rubbish this season, just imagine the confidence they would get if they got a result here and the feeling they would want to win. You always want to win at Old Trafford, don't you? You always want to win at Old Trafford.
100%. Listen, 100%. The way the Manchester United fixture, and like they've been looking forward to this. They've been looking forward to this for how many years since they've been out of the Premier League. So listen, it's going to be a tough game. I'm expecting a tough game. Like I said to you, they bought 22 players, and they've not had a preseason, but they're going to be together now. And we're going to talk about their danger men. They're danger men right now. They've got some dangerous players, Saeed. We know that. They've got the Nigerian brother up front. And then they've got that Gibbs White. That Gibbs White kid. He's dangerous. And they've been planning for this game, Saeed, since the World Cup. They've been specifically planning for this game since that World Cup. That's what they've been doing. Planning for this game. Right? So they're going to come out and come with a bang. That's what they're going to do tomorrow.
They're going to fire him.
Listen, now that the manager's got his imprint into them. He didn't do that in the preseason. He's done it now. He's done it now. Like, so now they will know exactly what to do. We already know that they've got some, I think, did they beat Liverpool? They beat Liverpool
at home. Yeah, beat Liverpool at home.
Exactly. So we already know we already know the games they can hold on. They can hold on. Big up. Simmons better than Gakpo. Xavi Simons is not.
It's a decent number 10, though. Decent number 10. We need a number 10 like that, though, because
listen, big up, man. Listen, big up. Big up to every one of you. Please smash a like. There's over 100 of you. You need to smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Yeah, it is what it is. But listen, Khalees, if you want to get some of the quotes,
the quotes are there. He sent you the quotes from Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, let me just pick this up. So Gibbs White, they've got players that want to die for this football club, and for them, it's the biggest thing. They've been looking for this for how many years now? 18 years, however years since they've been down, right? So they've looked at this fixture, going to Anfield, coming to Man United is a big deal for them. They're gonna bring their fan base tomorrow. They're gonna come and try to outsing Man United. They're a historical football club. You know what I mean? Historical football club. We've only won one more European Cup than them. One more. And that just tells you who they are. So their guy is a Liverpool fan. He's a diehard Liverpool fan. He was a coach who made his coaching Liverpool youth team.
Cooper.
Yeah, Steve Cooper. Yeah. That's who he is. So you know what he's gonna do, innit? He's had time with these guys to embed them. And I'll be shocked how many of their players went to the World Cup. I've just got to let Seed off inside. But listen, tomorrow, first goal important side. If they score first, it's a long night for us.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd hope, like I said, United can get that early goal in. But But yeah, like I said, I think, you know, with them, they've got options. We don't have options. Like I said, we're the team that's going to be the favourite to win. But, you know, this is going to be a test for United as well, because every single time when you think United should be winning the game, they let you down, man. Aston Villa, I remember the other week, a couple of weeks ago, Fulham were that close to taking a draw. So there's options where I think United have let themselves down in key situations where you're looking at thinking United should take advantage here. Oh, United should take advantage here. So Saeed, Tom needs the link. Okay, Tom, I think Norden will say the link. Hopefully he'll come back here and send you the link. So yeah. Actually, 1 second. Have I got you on Twitter, Tom? Have I got you on Twitter? Let me say you the Twitter. But yeah, people, make sure you're liking the video, people. Make sure you like the video. What's your Twitter, Tom? 1 second. I'll send it you from Norden's tweet, actually. Let me send it through Norden's tweet. Man, like Norden forgetting his duties already, man. What's going on, Norden? Tom, I've sent it you. Check your tweet, Tom.
You know what? I've already sent it him. I don't know what's happened, but I've sent it him. I've already.
Have you sent it him?
Yeah, but I don't know why he didn't get it.
I've sent it to Tom now, anyway.
Yeah,
send it to Tom. But yeah, Noreen, I think it's gonna be a tough game. You know, I'm not expecting like I said, I might have gone with a high prediction in terms of a 3-0, but I don't expect it to kind of just be like, you know, foregone conclusion. I think we'll have to break them down, man, one by one, and then maybe go on when they're trying to push on. We'll get a couple of goals at the end, but you know, the first half is always a tough half, Noreen, man. We don't make it easy the first half. So Lingard will want a point to prove. They've got a decent midfield. You know, that there's a midfielder that's in there, left-footed midfielder. I don't know what his name is, but he's very, very technical as well. They've got Lodi at left back. You know, they're a full outfit, Noreen. So I think for me, it'll be a test, but United need to come over it because Newcastle, Newcastle, man. Newcastle are there, man. You know, Tottenham 100%. Got a draw. Okay, they came back from 2-0 down. Exactly. We need to be winning tomorrow.
You know what? 100%. Tell Tom I'll send it. Yeah, to Tom too. Sorry, he's got 2 different Twitter accounts in it. So.
I think I've sent. Oh, you sent it to the wrong.
I've sent it to the wrong one. I think. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll send it now to the right one. Hopefully you'll get it.
Yeah, true.
Hopefully you'll get it, yeah. Listen, cool. It's honestly, tomorrow I'm expecting a really tough game, Saeed. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Burnley, we look good, but Burnley, another day, if they would have had a striker, they would have got at us. Obviously, Maguire's back tomorrow, apparently. That's what all of...
Probably a doubt. Maguire. Still a doubt. Maguire still
He's
a doubt.
In doubt. No. From what I'm hearing,
sure Maguire's a doubt. Let me just check again.
Yeah, big up Tom. Sorry,
yeah, evening. No. All good, brothers.
Yeah, facing mini crisis with defending, so I don't know.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Oh, absolutely, man. Man United don't ruin Christmases, do they? That's the one thing we can always say.
Yeah,
you have that bit of sherry, and you just kick back and you break away, don't you?
Yeah. Harry's Justin Lingard. Did you read this out, Saeed? Have you read this out already?
No. Read this. Yeah, read this.
So Justin Lingard on Man UFC, it was a false promise. Training hard, I was sharp and I was ready to play games. But when you're working hard, training, you don't play. I told you it was Ollie giving him Jackie Norris stories.
Jackie Norris stories. Yeah, we said it. You know.
Big up Khalees and Logan as well. Big up Khalees and Logan. I don't know why I wasn't playing. I don't know what the problem was. Whether it was politics or whatever.
Politics at Man United? Is that something that we don't know? Something that you don't know, right?
He talks like that. I still haven't got the answer to this day. I don't ask. I rather to someone out of respect for me being there a long time.
Oh.
Why are you not playing? But I never. And he goes on to say, it's just there. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
They'll never do that. They'll never have the dignity to kind of tell you why you're not playing and why you're not this. They'll just beat around it and they'll kind of like, you know, they'll make excuses and be like, oh, don't worry, you got your time and you know what I mean? Buy your time and this and that, man. Bullshit, man. Absolute bullshit. That's what you are, man. You're all bullshitters.
I think that's the thing, though, isn't it? With modern day football, like you look at a club, not at the stature of Man United, but I look at such as Brentford today, for example, like the backing that manager has from his players, for example, the enthusiasm, and you've got to think managers have squads of up to even sometimes 30 players, but you can only pick 11 to play on the football field, and then you've got to keep the other 19 players happy at the same time of letting 11 players play, but then you're also letting 19 of them down. And to get that balance right in a squad isn't great. And at Manchester United, when Ollie had the club, I think we had upwards of 28 squad members at one point, I think we've only got like 20, I think we've got like 23 or something now, haven't we? Because we let like 5 of them go in the summer for free. But you look at the point in case that Lingard's made, where you're like, if a manager promises you that I'm coming back after a brilliant loan spell, I break it back into the England squad as well, and there's a chance that I could have been going to the World Cup if I'd have been given the game time from last season as well. Like, when you make all these promises and that, you should expect that a manager who's got that sort of backing behind the club because he was a legend, you just sure as hell thought he would have kept his promises. Not like you're going to be used as a squad player in this, that, the other. No, give him a run of games. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, you've got at the end of the day, it was trial and error with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, wasn't it? We tried it for 3 years. We invested for 3 years ultimately, and didn't pay off. Big deal. You move on, and like we've moved on with Ten Hag, and I think everybody knows what's happened tonight, don't we? But I did say it was coming, lads. Did I not? I did tell you there's going to be some heartbreak this January window, man. I didn't predict Liverpool, but I was never confident about this Gakpo deal because he wasn't He was not a striker.
Exactly, and you know what, Tom? I think Windy Grant sums it up here. Big up Windy Grant says, "I might be missing something, but why did we need another winger?" Gakpo. Question mark. Gakpo would have made 6 wingers, 1 injury-prone striker.
I don't think he would have been a winger. That's why I disagree.
Yeah. Well, this is the point. This is the point. Yeah. Well, this is the point, Windy, that he was going to turn Gakpo into a central striker.
Absolutely.
And that is what the point is. So the point is that I don't think any United fans are gutted. They're gutted for the manager because here you go again. Another player the manager wanted, Manchester United couldn't get over the line. And that's
well, this is the thing, lads. We've had this manager for 2 windows. It went to Frankie de Jong, who was his main signing in the summer, failed. And you got led down the garden path for 3 months thinking that you was going to get him when he was always going to stay, according to him and according to all the guys at Barcelona. It was never even close that he was going to leave. You've then had it now with Cody Gakpo. I mean, he's come out and said that he was pretty much booked his plane tickets to come to Manchester.
Yeah.
Then a couple of weeks later, you saw Ten Hag's face in that press conference. And he shares the same agent as Cody Gakpo, ironically. And he would have known at that point if Cody Gakpo was going to Liverpool. And I don't think he would have been smiling about it when he got asked the question, would he? If we're being fair and honest.
Yeah.
I think he will have known easily in a couple of days where Cody Gakpo was going. This isn't just come out overnight and Liverpool have snapped him up in a couple of hours.
I was told by Grizz last night.
Jurgen Klopp will have known before he even went to Birmingham to play Aston Villa that Cody Gakpo was going to that club. So before you even want to make the thing, but it's point in case, isn't it? A club that operates at the highest level of recruitment, even though they've lost about half the recruitment staff that have backed Jurgen Klopp for the last 3 years, that when they need a player and when they have a bit of a crisis, like for example, Liverpool, Jota and Diaz are long-term out, they've gone out there and spent the money that they've needed to spend. And they've invested in the manager's plans and his ideas. But what have Manchester United done? Nothing. And like you say, you go to the Nottingham Forest game tomorrow, it's Nottingham Forest. And that's no disrespect, but we shouldn't be sweating. That's the thing. We should not be sweating about who's going to play number 9. Oh, well, this is the thing, Syed. Martial gets injured. I mean, what is Ten Hag actually going to have to say in this press conference? Because every single question is going to be in that January window, so-and-so's been linked to your football club. You know, are you in for him? Sesko, Vlahovic, you probably have flipping Igalo coming back. You know, there's going to be all this crap that he's going to have to deal with. But it's like with the Nottingham Forest games at the end of the day. It's games where like they've had, I think they brought in like 19 players or something into that team. And like I heard you guys say at the start of the stream, they've had like a mini pre-season while this World Cup's been
100%.
on. Like 4 or 5 weeks of intense training that they'll have done, and like the bonding that they'll have done, because none of those players will have known each other when they all walk through that door. Now they will do after 5 or 6 weeks.
None of them went to the World Cup. None of them went to
the World Cup. This is the thing, Said. I don't know one Nottingham Forest player that went to that World Cup either. I think the winger go, the Welsh winger.
Listen, and this is it. So let me just get these comments here quickly. Justin Lingard, I didn't have a proper preseason, and I had problem with my Achilles, and I was training on my own before the move. I was trying to get through games and not feeling 100%, but I still wanted to fight for the team. So he's coming out on the eve and just slamming Man United in it. Like he's literally like telling it as it is. He carries on, says Ten Hag quotes, when I analysed the first 14 games and Europe's 20 games, we have a lot of problems up front line and often nothing. I had nothing to choose. Look at this.
Jesus.
Ten Hag on players not 100% fit and they want to play. We want to play them, but that was the problem during the first 20 games.
Jeez.
See, so he's talking about.
It's just basically admitting that the squad's not fit at the end of the day.
It's Ten Hag. I think when we get players available and better fit in the front line, then already we will score more goals. So people are asking about the lack of goals in it. Listen, it is what it is. So Ten Hag continues. There are two things. One striker could come from our own club, C. Garnacho, Ilanga, Pelestri, who made some good impressions in the World Cup.
None of them went to the World Cup.
Well, he's talking about Pelestri, striker, but they're not strikers though. I don't know what he's talking about here. It is Ten Hag. There are two things. One, a striker could come from our own club, C. Garnacho, C. Ilanga, Pelestri, who made them good impressions in the World Cup. Ten Hag. And also last week in the game against Everton and the training. So it's the first. What?
Norwich as well. We're underestimating what a player Ten Hag can do. Dusan Tadic, nobody knew that he could do the role that he could do right now. When we all thought
we were aware. Yeah. So he goes, we were aware that we lost a striker, so we have to get a striker. But it has to be the right one. Yeah, and 100% I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then he carries on and says, right one has to be the right one has to bring the quality. What is it? There's other one. The right one has to. He says have to bring the quality to the team and not just add to the squad. That gives you problems, and you know the certain criteria. So it is what it is, people. Like he wants a guy that he wants, and I think from these comments, he could be talking about Gakpo here. Honestly, this is what he could be talking about, because it's like I just don't want a name just to add to the strikers. I want a guy. Cedar.
And that's. I think that's why he might aim this towards people like such as João Felix, for example,
listen,
because of the name.
Absolute nightmare tonight. Absolutely nightmare tonight.
No, don't worry. Go on, Tom.
No, I'm just saying, like with the Felix thing, like it's the name, isn't it? And the price tag that surrounds around that, because obviously 100 million euros to go to Atletico. It's been a failure, let's be honest. The tactics that they employ does not suit his play style. So God knows what reason he went there anyway, in the first place. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think you're probably barking about 8 million euros for a loan at the end of the day. And do you really want that? A player who there's not a long-term... Like we say it all the time about going for these experienced players at 32. Even if you sign a player in loan for 6 months, there's no long-term guarantee that it's going to work out anyway. He could come, get cropped by Craig Dawson or whoever at West Ham, when you play West Ham or whatever, be out for the rest of the loan deal. You've just wasted 8 million. And there was no plan point in it. And it's like with Ten Hag, if he's aiming those cuts that you just said are in the Gakpo sort of situation or scenario that's played out now, if he's aiming it towards that, where's the plan B then? Let's see. They said that they'd done this major recruitment on like 3 different right backs, which were Dumfries, Dest, and the guy at Leverkusen at Frimpong. They've done recruitment on the right back position. Okay, that's fine. Maybe save that for the summer. Let's see the striker situation, because all I heard was Cody Gakpo. That's all
That's
we've
the only
heard.
one,
And
yeah.
now that he's off the market, like you said, Saeed, in a tweet that you made, the market's bare. There isn't anybody there.
But the biggest thing is that all the journalists give the indication it was Ten Hag's guy. Ten Hag wanted.
That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
thing.
That's what makes
Ten
it
Hag
worse.
spoke to, and you know what? Gakpo came out and said Ten Hag and me had conversations in the summer that he was trying to get into Manchester United. But then apparently we pivoted to Anthony or something like that. Anyway, he carries on here. Ten Hag was asked to grade his time at Man U FC. He says, I'm happy I don't have to do that. I leave that to the others. And then he continues and says here, then I don't want to pin myself on a number, but I said from the start, I think Rashford is capable of scoring 20 goals in the Premier League only, so I am convinced about that. So he's bigging up Rashford. Big up Logan, and big up Khalis Ramadine Lassie as well, man. Chief United Real Therapy. And big up Logan, United Real Therapy reporter here. Ten Hag, Rashford now has to fall, but he has scored many other goals. He scored 3 goals in the World Cup, and you also have the potential to score more number of goals in the Premier League. So he's bigging up the guys here, but honestly, I think the club is broke, and I think maybe Rashford is going to be going down the middle. Listen,
imagine what Rashford just thinks now. You know what? Not signing a deal or whatever.
Listen, there's 200 of you, and you got 37 likes. So
come on, man. Come on.
People.
So Eric Ten Hag has asked pre-Gakpo Liverpool development if not in a striker. We have lost a striker, so we need to get a striker in, but it has to be the right one who brings the quality thing that has to add into the squad, and that only causes problems. The criteria is high at Manchester United, so he wants a top striker. Big up Alien Tenno, by the way. People were laughing at Eddie Howe. Not now. I told you, I'm telling you. You see, only things come to fruition. When everybody was like, Jose, I was like, get me Eddie Howe. You see what Eddie Howe can do now, innit? Sitting pretty, what? Third? Is he sitting
second?
Well, he was second at one point. Well, he's second now, actually.
No, he's still second now. Still
second, yeah, there you go. Second in the league.
Listen, big up to every one of you. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, people. But I'll ask the question quickly. So this is Logan, says Laurie Whitwell. On who's the final day of the transfer. Ten Hag has a good relationship with footballing director John Mater, and the ultimate sign-off comes from Joe Glazer.
Ultimate sign-off, like Joe Glazer knows anything about football, man. Ultimate sign-off, you know.
Joe Glazer. And then it says here, Joe Glazer, the most involved in the Glazers club affairs, has continued to communicate with chief executive Richard Arnold over the running of Manchester United. Big up Logan back there. He's hilarious.
Remember Richard Arnold though about that interview.
Takes the lead in the negotiations with agents and
we know all
executive counterparts, with Arnold occasionally stepping in when the large sums are being committed.
We already know this.
The large sums, you know.
He bottled it last summer. He went around Europe on an absolute. I think he went around on a stag do, to be honest. He went to that many different countries.
European tour, Tom. He's having a European tour.
Listen, let me just get what Windy's saying. Windy says, so when we United, as United fans, we have the confidence that Gakpo, who's never played in the Premier League, could be turned into a centre forward, but we don't have the confidence that Rashford can learn. Well, you know what? To me, I think Rashford is more of a winger than me personally. That's what that's who Rashford is. So Rashford is what he is.
Well, and they're both managers that he's excelled with, Van Gaal and Ten Hag. He's always played wide, hasn't he?
The biggest thing for me, Windy Grant, it's not Rashford can score goals, but Rashford for me, his biggest thing for me, it comes down to is simple. It comes down to holding the ball up. Can you hold the ball up and play? Can you really hold the ball up and play? Can you hold the ball up? Can you do that? What can you do about that? And that's the most important thing for me. Can you hold the ball up?
Yeah.
That's where it comes down to for me with Rashford. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Listen, Windy, some of the United fans are they're gutted for the manager. I don't think they're not gutted for that. We know Man United need a striker. People are gutted for the manager because the manager made it his number one target in January.
And he's the one that knows him the best already. That was almost the one that was attainable. That you thought, you know what, okay, Anthony, Lisandro Martinez, they're attainable because they know him, Ajax, whatever. That was attainable.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's why people are and harring about it. Me personally, I want Benjamin Sesko. Man United should go and smash the 50-something odd million.
Put it out there tomorrow, Nuruddin. Put the tweets out, man, tomorrow. Get the propaganda going. Benjamin Sesko.
He says, I give the best I have every day. So this Ten Hag, I want to see a better version of myself every day. That's why I focus on internally. I am confident we will get the process right.
By the way, Nuruddin, there was a... I went to some petrol station today in Knutsford, yeah? And apparently Ten Hag comes through in it. It's where all the footballers live and all that.
Yeah, I know Knutsford, yeah.
And there's a guy in there, the Asian shopkeeper. And then my mate was getting petrol, and he was like, "Come inside, man. The shopkeeper, he knows all the players. Fletcher comes in, Carrick needs to come in, and then he says Steve McLaren and Ten Hag come in, to go get the fuel up or whatever." He was saying how so serious Ten Hag is, like, because he said to him, like, "Can you take a picture?" Then he was like, quickly, I don't have time. And he was saying, like, yo, like, this guy is, like, very, very serious. Like, even when he's in the shop, he's, like, very meticulous. He's in and he's out. And he was like, I was just like, wow. And now when you mention that, you kind of, like, understand it. And he's very, very detailed in what he wants.
Yeah, man. Listen, I can't scream because I've got family in the building, got family in the house tonight. So I can't really scream and shout like I usually be shouting and screaming. Yeah. But here comes saying the acid, eh? What happened to Saliba?
Here we go, say.
Eh? Should have been listen, last man Saliba should have been sent off tonight. Look at Arteta has transformed in Nketiah. Ten Hag will have to work magic with Rashford. You will have to go for Kane. No, we don't. I don't want Kane, mate. I don't want Sima Frame FC, mate. I don't want Harry Kane. I do not want that. So big up saying the acid, by the way.
Oh, man.
We don't want to stereo bottle, man.
Honestly, you know what? Watching West Ham play tonight, I look at it and think, how was David Moyes ever a Man United?
I know. How? Alex Ferguson as well, man. You got to blame him as well.
I'm telling you, Fergie did it. You know what? Fergie did it. He thought, because he knew one guy was guaranteed was never going to win anything. So he picked him.
Oh, gosh, man. Fergie. The club were not run properly because they let him take the...
Oh, my Christ.
Saeed, Fergie looked at it and said, how can my recent success or miracle worker, let's see if David Moyes can do what I did with these players. And David Moyes...
Bring up Logan's comment about the Athletic on potential targets. Have a look at the profile in here, man.
Eric Massey.
Is this come out
Is
now?
This your experienced striker, Saeed? That
Yeah, it's experienced striker that I was reporting about.
Well, have you seen his goal record? I think he's took him 10 years to reach 100 goals or something like that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I actually think, you know what? I would prefer to get Abubakar. If you're going to go for Cameroon, get Abubakar. Get Abubakar, man. Yeah, man. In Nketiah tonight, I thought before he scored that goal, Arsenal fans would have buried him saying merci. Because
PSV have come out as well. PSV have
course.
Reached an agreement with Golden Gakpo.
Yeah, they've announced,
Wow, they've announced it. 9,000.
Listen, if I'm not mistaken, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Memphis Depay is going to sign for Man United in January. I'm telling you, if I'm not mistaken. The Athletic potential target, summer of 2015, Memphis Depay, now at Barcelona in February, was offered to the club in previous window.
Yeah, he was, And they turned him down.
Of course.
Because they didn't have any money left.
Of course. Listen, I just want to remind people as well, Liverpool has sacked 4 people. They sacked their new director of football. They sacked the equivalent to Richard Arnold.
I know, and it's still got
the research guy. They sacked the research guy. And then they sacked another person, right, who was working behind the scenes.
You're making me depressed, man.
With Klopp. And they still signed the player. They still managed to sign the player. So, Man United have known since June that Ronaldo was leaving. What was I saying all summer? Man United need to get a striker, even Ronaldo staying. And guess what? And you know what? Benjamin Sesko was available. But what did the club do? Dilly-dally. John Mayer went to meet Benjamin Sesko's agent. And there's reports that Man United scouted the scouts at United are really good at it. But the club never listened to him. They scouted Benjamin Sesko when he was worth like 1.7.
I think he wanted him. Ralph Ragnick wanted Alvarez. He wanted Enzo Fernandez. He wanted Caicedo. He wanted all these players.
Diaz, yeah.
And Diaz. He wanted all these players,
Vlahovic, yeah.
But then the manager, this is what I'm saying. Everybody who took the piss out of Ralph Ragnick, shame on you, man. Simple. You deserve what you get, man. Because you're saying, oh, Myrtle's better. I remember all these people. Myrtle, madness.
Listen, let me just get this. Listen, big up Say Miasi. Listen, big up Say Miasi for the super chat. He says, all of you said we would miss Jesus. Yes, he would. He scored the goal when the game was done already. You were already winning. In Kentia goal, and the lead up to it was the goal of the season, all in one touch. Goal of the season. Are you not that? That's not the goal of the season.
But it just makes you laugh, doesn't it? How all these other clubs are moving now.
So it continues this article. Whenever the money is spent, it will come out of the summer budget. Then Hag must decide in conjunction with Murta and Joe whether that is the right call. So that means then they're not selling. If they're saying that, if that's the truth, Saeed, they're not selling the club then.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've always been on that situation where I'm tired of protests because at the end of the day, I've become apathetic. I really have, because at the end of the day, we need a guy who's gonna come in. And that interview I did with what's his name? Ben Jacobs. And you watched the interview, he said, you know, at the minute, it's not looking great over the sea of the, you know, Arab world. There's nothing going on there. They're looking for that maybe American investment. Maybe they're looking for something else. And again, it's not looking likely. They want a lot of money, and they think that even without Champions League football, they still can sell Man United with the high money. So different. Well, you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you look at it now, even with like this Gakpo deal, for example. If you're a potential like investor, even if you're an investor, even if you don't want to buy the football club, if you want to invest, you're going to give these guys £300-400 million just to keep a hold of this football club. But the truth of the matter is, there's stupid enough people out there that will do that. There's stupid enough billionaires that have that much money. They couldn't care who they lend it out to or they give it to at the end of the day. But the problem's deep root down to it. I look at it from now, like Nuruddin, you said many times, we need centre-back cover, for example.
Yeah,
I've said so many times about Benyot Badashil at Monaco. And what a brilliant young defender he is.
2019, Tom. 2019.
Yeah, we wanted him 2019. Yeah, coach then was Niko Kovac, and he didn't let. And they wanted 20 million for him. We were only prepared to pay 15, and then we went and bought Harry Maguire instead. Like
for 85.
For 85. It just sums up the whole process of it. We have brilliant scouts who scout some of the best young players and talents in the world. But what's the point in employing these people if you never want to listen to them? You might as well save your money at the end of the day. And if you think that you can do it all, by all means, do it.
You know what? I totally agree with David Needham says. But listen, it's the Glazers in it that control everything. But Merton Madness is essentially did what, drag out deals and made us heavily overspend on players in the summer. If you listen to this think tank, they're like financial transfer experts, right? This organization that's based in Switzerland. Manchester United overspent in the summer by 77 million. You could have bought striker for that.
That was the highest in Europe.
Listen,
bro, 90 million was never Anthony's price tag. Lisandro Martinez was never 50 to 60 million.
No,
it was 35 tops. Casemiro, only one I can agree with, just because purely it's a world-class player, and I think for me, you're gonna have to pay that premium price. I get that, but the other two, no way, man.
Let me just get this super chat from Samiasi. How is Porto, Benfica, Sporting have no money but buy cheap players from South America, then sell them for loads? Because they box clever.
Yeah, because they have deep investment in them.
When
markets.
I say that we're run by bankers, I stick with it. I did the research. I found out we're run by bankers. That's why I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I'm not fuming tonight. I'm not. Yeah. I'm just laughing because now, if it's a Netflix, now we're into the 11th season. Yeah. Comedy. Yeah, the original Netflix.
Comedy, yes.
You never know. We might get bought out by Netflix and everything.
Listen, Man United are the original. That would be like some poetic justice.
That would be some poetry, that would be some witchcraft, man. You get bought out by Netflix.
That would be poetic justice. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, let's just pick the team for tomorrow. Eh? Let's not think about
Yeah,
this team
man. Let's stop. Yeah.
Let's pick the team,
David De Gea, obviously, tomorrow.
By the way, Dubravka is on. I think he's drunk half of the time. Is he all right?
Man, I'm not going to lie to you. You know what? He betted on himself to concede. Wan-Bissaka, I think.
He's doing an Ivan Toney, man.
I think Wan-Bissaka's going to play tomorrow. It's going to be to me, to you, Lindelof.
Are we keeping Wan-Bissaka? I think we're keeping him now. You know.
That, see what Murta said.
I know. I see what Murta said. Keep him on that.
Yeah, give him another go.
Like Murta knows more than Ten Hag.
So we're back to the Ollie back 4 hour. Nice.
Yeah, Ollie back 4. It's crazy, isn't it? 4 years since Ollie got the job, we've still got the same back 4.
Yeah.
3-4 years. Crazy. Casemiro.
Eriksen, Bruno, yeah.
I think Eriksen did do great in that game in the Carabao Cup. He needs to do a bit better. But big up to Eriksen.
Right, forward line, here we go.
Martial.
Yeah, I would say Martial, yeah. Rashford.
Yeah.
And then Anthony.
Who are you playing right wing?
I'm playing Anthony. He might play Rashford on the right wing and then put Garnacho.
Garnacho, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
I think he might do that,
I think we need Anthony tomorrow. We need somebody.
Yeah.
I think Garnacho might be an impact.
Don't be surprised. I'm saying don't be surprised, though, if you see Garnacho playing all the time now.
Does anybody in the chat disagree with this team? Do any of you disagree with this team?
Not really, no.
Not really, no, because
that's what we've got. That's all we've got, guys. I'm not going to
lie. This is the depths of our squad, isn't it? At the end of the day,
that's all.
When you and ultimately you look at this team now and you think you take Varane and Lisandro Martinez out of the equation because obviously they can't play. That's what you're left with at the back. If you kick some shins into Eriksen and Casemiro, and they're at sideline for a couple of weeks, you're then back to Fred McTominay.
Yeah, big up Khalees. Listen, big up Khalees. Khalees just saying breaking news. Just in by ESPN, most Argentinian players are arriving in their clubs tomorrow. Today on tomorrow. So
Wolves game, they should be back to normal, maybe.
Yeah. Big up. But go ahead, Tom. Don't let me stop you.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like I say, you put some, studs into Eriksen, Casemiro, suddenly you're back to Fred and McTominay, and then you pretty much got the same team that you had under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if you take out Anthony, and that's it. And then what progress have you made? What's this master plan that Murto has been talking about for chuffing 18 months since he's been in the directorship role? Because all of a sudden, mate, you've just gone backwards.
The most interesting thing, Tom, is that Murto signed him knowing that Lucien Ferrer, Ruby Garcia,
Valverde,
yeah, and he hired him, and then the rest is what it is. So I'm sorry to say, it's ridiculous.
But for me, we have to win tomorrow, man, because I'm not gonna lie, top 4. It could be because it's early. Then the media are gonna get on Ten Hag's back. What's going on? No striker. Let me start on Gakpo. They're gonna ask him a question tomorrow. And you know what? I hope Ten Hag comes out and says, "Yes, I did want him, but we move." I hope he says that. I did want him, but we move. We have to move.
Do you know what? Do you know what this scenario plays out for me? It's almost as if it's like we missed that creative player under Ollie, didn't we? And then we went and panic bought and got Fernandes in the January window, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's kind of got that feel to it where we're missing that number 9, albeit we've missed it for 6 years since, I would say since probably Van Persie left. It was more of a long-term striker. You go down, the garden path and the track of it all, and you think it's kind of similar. The chime and the bell rings to the same tune because you've been stuck with Martial now for 5 years and you've had no progress at all in that number 9 role. I think he's had his chance and I think he's had his time, and we need to invest. Even if it means you take the budget out of the summer, you need to invest now. And you need to act now. Big other clubs are acting around you. Chelsea, they don't even need a centre back, and they're going and buying a centre back. And we've been banging on about, and you've been banging on originally about going out there and investing in the centre back. Somebody put up a quote a couple of minutes ago in the chat, a comment about that we could have got Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and I think Julian Alvarez for 25 million.
100%.
3 players for £25 million. 2 of them who balled it at the World Cup for Argentina and went and won it. For 25, you could have got 2 World Cup winners, essentially for 25 million, and you could have got Moses Caicedo, who's been an absolute brilliant player and revelation at Brighton for £25 million. That's what you call elite recruitment.
Listen,
But where do we recruit people from? The banking
you know
agency.
What? And you know what? If you try to buy them now,
oh mate, you're talking 100 million for either of them.
260 million.
Yeah, I know.
25 million to 260 million now. That's how much they're worth.
Times it by 200 and 250.
Like Enzo Fernandez, his buyout clause is 120 million euros.
Yeah. That's my dream transfer, but it ain't gonna happen, man.
Listen, quickly. I just want to wrap this up because it's a long.
Yeah.
Quickly, I'll say this. Give me your score prediction tomorrow.
3-0 tomorrow. 3-0. But I'm just saying that only because I think Nottingham Forest will come out and then we'll counter attack with Rashford. So I think we'll pick them off in the second half. In the first half, we'll get a goal. Second half, we'll wrap it up. But it won't be easy. Sometimes 3-0s don't tell the full story. So, 3-0 for me. Exactly.
100%. And it's just Murto. Of course, he's a scouser. He joined from Everton. We need to rotate. Everybody can see that. Go ahead, Tom. Give me your score prediction for tomorrow.
I'm going 1-0, to be honest. I think it's just going to be one of them games where it's just going to dry out and, sitting deep, and then we need a moment of magic. We need a wonder goal from Rashford like we had against Burnley, or you need a bit of magic from Bruno or a 40-yarder from Casemiro. I don't see it being a clear-cut game where you just tap the ball in the back of the net.
No, I think
so. I'll go 1-0.
Yeah. There we go. Quickly, just as the Liverpoolian was involved in United's overall the academy recruitment department. Yeah, he did good there. He did really good job there. No lie, he did a really good job. But it is what it is. Listen, I think it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. It's all about the first goal tomorrow. If Man United get
definitely first goal. Definitely.
I think if Man United score first, I think we could win 2-0, right? But if they score first, it's going to be a long night, people. So make sure you're there. But listen, please smash a like on the video. Subscribe.
Are you there tomorrow, Nur? Are you there tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, people. And smash that like. It costs you absolutely nothing. And make sure you hit the notification button because tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be doing our we'll be here around 10:30, 10:40 doing our match reaction. But peace, love, light. Look after yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your holidays, time off with your loved ones. Enjoy. It's still a bit of crimbo, people. Enjoy it. Love, light. And tomorrow night, 3 points. I don't care how we get it. It's just 3 points. That's what we need. Because I don't think we guarantee 3 points at Wolves. I don't think we are.
No. It's a new manager bounce, but they just won last minute now tonight, and they're going to be buzzing.
This is going to be his first game at home anyway.
At home as well. And you know what happened last time?
Exactly. In the Midlands, we get done.
Good evening. Look at Good Evening Liverpool dealt with them. Oh man.
Listen, 100%. Listen, check out the Straight Jacket podcast. Check out the Straight Jacket podcast, people. And big up to every one of you. So love and light. Peace. Take care.
Love. Peace, everyone.
Big up to all the regulars. I hope you had a good Christmas, Tom.